The U.S. Attorney's Office in Virginia is set to pursue a controversial indictment of former FBI Director James Comey, despite prosecutors finding no probable cause for the charges, according to sources close to the investigation. Donald Trump's hand-picked attorney, Lindsay Halligan, a former personal lawyer who was appointed to lead the probe, is now poised to challenge the legal threshold required to secure an indictment. This comes as a major shift from the DOJ's usual procedural rigor, which typically requires proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Earlier this week, prosecutors delivered a detailed memo to Halligan, urging her to decline charges of perjury and obstruction. The memo highlighted that the month-long investigation by DOJ investigators failed to establish probable cause, meaning the government couldn't even secure a conviction by proving the allegations beyond a reasonable doubt. Instead, they lacked the necessary evidence to bring an indictment, which is the first step toward a formal criminal charge. The Justice Department's guidelines, which emphasize that prosecutors must demonstrate a defendant's likelihood of conviction by an impartial jury, have been challenged here. Halligan, who has never prosecuted a criminal case in her career as an insurance lawyer, is now planning to present evidence to a grand jury before the statute of limitations expires next week. This decision follows a direct directive from President Trump, who publicly called for prosecutions against Comey, Senate Democrat Adam Schiff, and New York's Letitia James. Critics argue that this approach risks undermining the rule of law by prioritizing political pressure over judicial independence. However, supporters contend that the administration's stance reflects a strategic effort to hold high-ranking officials accountable, even in the absence of concrete evidence. The debate over whether the government should proceed without sufficient grounds highlights the tension between political motives and legal accountability. As the case unfolds, the public will likely grapple with questions about the balance between transparency and due process, and whether the pursuit of justice in this context should prioritize speed over certainty. Will the grand jury's decision ultimately tip the scales, or will this become another chapter in the ongoing struggle to uphold the integrity of federal investigations?